What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Elder Scrolls Online. So this video is going to be a special one. So as you may imagine, yesterday was the E3 Bethesda conference. They mentioned a little bit about the upcoming events for the Elder Scrolls Online, and I kind of wanted to talk about it. So on the screen, well, what I'm reading is the official notes for One Tamriel, and if you didn't catch the E3 stream or the event, don't worry, I'm just going to be talking about what's important and my thoughts and opinions. So a lot of these, after looking at it, is kind of negative, to be completely honest. And the reason why is because most of it caters towards newer and casual players. So that means for all of you veteran players who've been playing since day one or earlier, then you guys might not like this. So let's start off with the basics. Hold on, before we actually do anything, I'm actually doing this live, so we're just going to be doing contracts while I talk about it real quick. Alright, so first of all, characters will have their levels scaled the same way that they do in like the DLC zones. So like, let's say you're level 1, it'll just scale you up to whatever level you're at, and everything is like balanced in a way. Now that's not new. I think that's a good thing. Now, the way it is currently is in the starter zones, not DLC zones, you have to progress. So, like, you can't do a level 50 zone at level 10, right? That just makes sense. Now that's getting removed, and you can do whatever you want at whatever level you're at. So I think that's a little game breaking. I thought that was just going to be for the DLC zones, which makes sense for a DLC. But, I guess if that changes to like the open areas, then that just makes everything more casual friendly. Alright, so hold on. Let me see. Auradon, we're going there. Let's see, where is the objective? Okay, here. Next is you will be able to explore the entire world in any sequence you wish. Just walk across the world and you will always find appropriate leveled content. So essentially, it doesn't matter what faction you pick in the beginning anymore. You could just do whatever you want. And I don't know how I feel about that. It's like, that kind of breaks the story in a way. Well, not the main story, but just like exploring things in an order. My thoughts on that were like, why did they do that? I understand, like, some people might not want to make 3 different characters just to play everything. And even at this point, you don't have to do it. But, like, still, if you chose, like, for example, the Ebonheart faction, you should be able, or you should have to do everything before doing the other ones. Not just like, oh, I want to do one mission from here, and then I want to do a Daggerfall mission. I don't really like how that works, but it's not like game breaking. If you're just doing PvE stuff, you do whatever you want. So I don't like it, but it's not really a big deal. The next thingy I'm reading is you will be able to play and group with anyone in the game at any time outside of PvP. You will no longer have to create a lower level character just to play with a friend who just joined the game. You will be able to group and adventure together, assuming they finish the tutorial. I thought that was always a thing. Like, as long as it scales to the leader. So, like, let's say you're level 10, or like your friend is level 10, and you're veteran 16 or whatever, like 200 champion points essentially. As long as it's scaled to the leader, you should be able to do whatever you want. I thought that's always how it worked. Apparently not. I guess now you can play with your friend, whatever. And since it scales to everything, I guess as long as it scales to leader. So that's fine, not a real big deal. That encourages people to play together. And they have to fix their grouping system, because that's always been broken. And I've never ever used it. That's why everyone's in the main town, like, looking for a party instead of actually using the grouping thingy. So that's interesting. Another one is we are dropping all PvE Alliance restrictions. You're free to explore Tamriel, including the alliances, however you want to play. Doing this, gold and silver zones will be replaced by Cadwell's quest. And So that means like silver and gold were like after you beat your first faction, you do silver, which is the next one. So for example, if you started with Ebonheart, the silver one would be Daggerfall, and then the Dominion would be gold. Actually, hold on. Yeah, that's actually how it worked. So now that they replaced that, you can just do it in any order you wish. It's not affecting the game, so you do whatever you want. I don't like it, but essentially deal with it. Alright, let's kill this guy. It took a while to find him. Alright, let's see. So next on our list is... Wait, 1 second. Let me find a shrine again. Alliance restrictions will still be enforced in PvP areas. So that means, like, you can't... Let's say if you pick the Ebonheart class or the faction, you can't just play in the Daggerfall one, which... Good! Don't mess that up, because the majority of the game is PvP. And this game, I'm not gonna lie, is kind of dead. So if they broke that one even more, I'm pretty sure that would actually hurt the game. Okay, so in general, higher level players will be the same as lower level players. Same level as lower level players, but they will have more tools in their arsenal, like better gears and more champion points. I don't like that. It's essentially saying this game is going to be more balanced and more catered toward casual players. I mean, I don't like that. In an MMO, the better player should always have a higher thing. Now, it said, obviously you'll have better gear and more champion points, obviously, but it's just like, the fact that they worded that is, all characters will be the same. Whether you played for 2 days or 2 years, you're on the same level as everyone else. I don't like that. It's upsetting, and it's just like, oh, what did I do for 2 years now that everyone's the same? Sure, you have more gear, but then it doesn't take that long to power level all your way to victory anymore, essentially.
How many silencer?
Alright, so let's see. Let's do another one. Numbra. Where are we at? So let's see. Dark Brotherhood. We're at 40 out of 50 to level 11. So, that was a big upset in the news. So, higher level players will be the same quote-unquote level as lower level players. I wish they just never said that, and unfortunately it's going to be happening soon. The next bullet point they mentioned was they will be adjusting the gear rewards to scale appropriately to make sure that there's always a way to get more powerful gear via crafting, questing, PvP, trials, dungeons, and loot in general. So now that that's there, there'll be more. They're like balancing the loot, so that's always good. I hope. Like, you could do a high level quest, kill a boss, get 9 gold, and no weapons. That is like the most upsetting thing I've ever experienced. You guys have seen it too. I have over 800 videos of this game, and you've seen some of the rewards that have happened. So if they're actually fixing it to make it better, that is always a good thing. And the rewards are good. Alright, so next is the all trials and dungeons will continue with the standard and veteran difficulty modes. So you will have to be veteran level to play veteran dungeon modes. I thought that was always a thing. And so essentially, like, saying, if you want to do a veteran dungeon, you have to be veteran ranks. And I thought that was always a thing, so I guess apparently it wasn't. Next, and the final bullet point they mentioned was that the Cold Harbor zone will be like roped off, or like you can't do it from players who have not yet completed the quest to lead there. So essentially, if you haven't done the story, you won't be able to do it yet. So it encourages people to play the story, and it actually wasn't even that bad. So I mean, you could probably power through the story in, I would say, like 2 days. Or if you actually want to play for like a 20-hour sitting, you could probably do it all at once. And however, if you are invited to a group that is already there, you can travel to a friend there. That's always been a thing, but I guess now they made it official. So that was pretty much all the news to the things. A lot of cool things, a lot of not so cool things. The fact that everything is going to be more balanced was good, and the better rewards for everything. But the fact that they're making characters more characters balanced in a way that the players who have played for 2 years versus the players who have played for a week, and everyone is equal essentially. I don't really like that. Like, what was the point of playing an MMO then if all characters are the same? So, unfortunately, there's no skill gap anymore. This game is essentially going to be more casual, in my opinion, more catered toward the newer players, and I truly think that is going to affect how some of the older veteran players are going to play. Some of them might quit, and yeah, it's just kind of upsetting news overall. But I do... So, like, the downside of everything is how everyone is going to be the same and how everything scales. I wish, like, it's just the way it is at this point. They just fixed their loot rewards. If that's all they fixed in this game to make it better for everyone, that would be great. But just putting everyone on the same level is kind of disappointing. So that's just my opinions of the new One Tamriel update. That's I don't know when it's coming out. Probably at the end of June, according to the E3 news. But it's on the website if you want to check out the official notes. And everything I read to you was from the thingy. And I'm pretty sure, like, this is just my personal opinion of me playing this since closed beta. I've never seen a developer in game, a game master. I'm pretty sure they have a lot because this is an MMO and you need a lot of people to make it. And I've never seen one in the game, ever. Alright, so I think we have to do a few more. Okay, so the next one we do will get us to level 11. I know most of this stuff doesn't really affect people if you're just doing PvE, and that's fine, but I just feel like I wasted 2 years of my life playing this game. Not that I've played every single day for 2 years. I've played it off and on. I've skipped months, but just overall, I feel like all my progress has been, like, it's useless, and I haven't accomplished anything. So, the only thing I'm really happy right now in the announcement was that the loot drops are going to be better. So, that's always good, but everything else, not so much. But yeah, if you want to read it, I'll try to leave a link in the description to the official notes, and you can just take a look at it at your own time. Let me know what you think of it, actually. I am curious. Alright, so let me see where we go now. Green Shade. I hate doing the spree ones where you actually have to kill multiple people. It's harder. Green Shade. Okay. So, that was a lot of talking about everything. The Alliance thing, how they put it is... I don't know. Sure, I know they want to make it more open world, and I get that, but being able to just cross factions, you might as well just take the factions out of the PvE section entirely. Like, when you're doing everything, like, there's no point in... You might as well change some of the dialogue for the game. Because it's like, oh, you're here doing this. That's great. Now you can just do whatever you want. Alright, lady. Listen. You just happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Oh, never mind. That's an actual NPC. Can't kill you. Rip. Alright, let's try to... I might get detected for this. Blue item. If they fix anything, it's make that animation time a little bit lower. It gets about, I don't know, 2.5 seconds. Make that shorter. Because you can actually get detected midway while you're killing someone, and I don't know, I don't like that. Or have an option to turn off the animation. I'd probably still keep it on, but I'd rather not get detected by random chance because I'm in an animation. Alrighty, so let's go back to the Gold Coast, turn this one in. So just to recap, in case you haven't been paying attention, I'll just go over everything once again. Okay, so characters will be level scaled to the new zones, so that means you can do whatever the fuck you want. You don't have to play in any certain faction anymore. You can just travel. You could do one quest in Ebonheart, and then 2 minutes later you could do another one in Daggerfall, assuming you unlock the location. PvP is still the same. There's going to be better loots overall, and you can play with your friends that are lower level than you, and everything will be balanced in a way, I hope. And if you haven't done the story, you can't do Cold Harbor zones, which honestly, Cold Harbor wasn't that special. There's really nothing there that's worth going to, so don't worry about that. And yeah, the biggest thing I've noticed, that everyone is going to be on the same level, because fuck you older players. Alright, so let's see, we're level 11 now. Bounty and heat, that's always good, definitely want that. It's level 12. Dark Brotherhood to level 11. Murder citizens in Shornhelm.